Hello and welcome to this tutorial. It's been quite a while since I actually made a tutorial here. Um, what I'm going to do is be creating another registration tutorial, since the last two were either inaccurate or poorly coded. Basically, we're just going to be creating two functions here, and we're going ahead and create a much better registration than I've done in the past. Alright, I'm using a new page editor, I suppose. It's called PHP Designer 2008. Very good software. I really recommend it to anybody who really needs help on learning PHP and other web coding languages. So first off, I've created a new PHP file here, not saved just yet. And let's go ahead and open it with our opening PHP and closing PHP tags. And put a couple breaks in there if you must. And let's get started. First off, we're going to go ahead and make a protection function, which will protect the variables that will be submitted into the database, so they're invulnerable to SQL injections. Alright, so if you don't already know how to create a function, I'll also tell you how right now. So is what you do to create or start a function, you want to type the word function and put a space, and then give a name for your function. And for each variable that will be called inside of this function, you put inside the opening and closing parentheses. So I'm going to do a string here. I'm going to open it with two curly braces, a start and a finish. And we're going to go ahead and basically recap the string variable and make it safe to use while submitting data to the MySQL database. So we're going to go ahead and redefine the string variable here, and we're going to go ahead and use MySQL real escape string, and we're going to use it on that variable. So just like that. Oh, right. If you think YouTube has poor quality and whatnot, there will be a high definition video for this as well. You can go ahead and click the link in the description of this video to the right. Okay, and put a break here, and we'll go ahead and redefine it one more time. And we're going to do strip tags string. Okay, strip tags basically removes any or HTML tags that can be vulnerable to cross-site scripting. And one more time, we're going to redefine the variable here, and we're just going to add slashes to it. Add slashes basically, how do I say it? Escapes it. Escapes quotes and stuff. So if you're trying to echo it within quotes, then basically it'll escape them, so it'll actually appear as quotes. And now we're going to return the string, just like so. Return and our variable string. Okay. Next, we're going to create a connection function, which will connect to our MySQL database. This function will not have any variables called inside of it, except for the ones we're going to create alone. So first off, I've created my database. It's called users. So we're going to go back here to PHP Designer, and we're going to create a variable called COM for connection, short way. And we're going to do MySQL connect, our host, and our username and our password. Okay, and don't end it with a semicolon just yet. We're going to add an or die statement, and it'll give us a MySQL error, just in case the connection cannot be possible. And if that'll continue, we'll go down one more line here, and we're going to actually select our database. So MySQL select DB, database name is users, and we're going to refer that to our connection. So once we have those two in place, I'm going to go ahead and save it. So save, and just got to find the right folder. I'm going to create a new folder called TUTS. and this will be functions.php. And now if I open a new tab here and go to that folder, we're going to see our functions.php file. There are no errors generated on this. You could always check for errors by clicking the run button right here. It'll give you errors if there are any. But since we're not calling any of these functions, there's nothing to worry about right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and create a new PHP file. And this will be our actual registration file. We're going to do it on one page, and we're just going to use basically checking if the form has been submitted by using post pass-through. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open the PHP again, PHP tags, and we're going to go ahead and include just once our functions.php file. Alright, and once we have that, and this page needs a database connection, so we'll just go ahead and do this. We're going to call our function that we created called connect up in here, connect, and it'll be right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save this as register.php, and if we go back, we refresh this, and we have register.php. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and click register, see if there's any database issues, which there isn't. I'm just going to delete these files. Okay, or not. Where we wanted to go. Yep. Okay. Now, once we have this, we're going to basically ask the file, if this variable exists, do this, else do this. So a couple line breaks down. If you're following along, I'm on line 6. So basically, we're going to check if this variable is defined. If it isn't defined, this way we'll just go ahead and write the table first. This variable is called post submit. To basically define a post variable, it's the money sign underscore, the word post, opening brackets, we have a single quote, and the name of the input section or selection in the form, another single quote, and an ending bracket. Alright, now since we're telling us if it's not submitted, we're going to show this, or do this, whichever you prefer. So I'm basically just going to go ahead and write a table, and write a form, and that'll basically, you know, give us a nice little layout of what we're going to be looking at. So I'm going to stop the video, for me at least, and it's going to appear to you for like 2 seconds, and I'm going to head and write out the form and table. So be back soon. Alright, as you can see here, I completed the form and the table, and next we're going to go ahead and basically do some error checking, whether or not all the fields are filled in, or other information. We have a total of 6 fields here. We have a username, password, password confirmation, email address, the user's name, and the user's AIM address, if they have any. And as you can see here, if post submit, right here, I've called it down here, name submit. Alright. Now at this ending bracket right here, we're going to go ahead and type the word else, and open another bracket and a closing bracket. Now in here we're going to define our variables from the form. So our username equals protect post username. Our password equals protect post password. Confirm equals protect post pass conf. Then we have email equals protect post email. name equals protect post name, and AIM equals protect post AIM. And we're going to use a new method of error checking that I've started using, and it's just going to be array basically run. So I create a new variable here called errors, and it's just equal to a blank array. So we're going to go ahead and do down here a couple lines and a tab, and we're just going to basically see if it does exist or it doesn't. So if there's no username, so if exclamation point variable username, and we're gonna just define a new error here. Username is not defined. Okay, and then we end that, and we just do this for all our other variables. So if there's no password defined, then basically they can't continue. And because we're using confirmation password, we're gonna have to actually check if password exists, and if confirm doesn't exist, errors equals e confirmation password is not defined. Easy as that. And continue with the email. Email is not defined. And same with name. Name is not defined. And if AIM doesn't exist, errors equals AIM. Screen is not defined. Alright. Now that we have all those done, we can basically go into other core functions, like checking if the username only contains alphanumeric characters. So basically, we're going to create another if statement like we did with the password. If username exists, and if ctype al num username. Ctype al num is a addition to PHP, which is usually already installed, and it basically checks for alphanumeric characters. So errors equals username can only contain numbers and letters. Simple. Then we'll go ahead here. If password, and confirm. And we'll do if password doesn't equal confirm, errors equals passwords do not match. Okay. Next we'll check to see if the email is valid. Okay, and to check to see if the email is actually valid, we're gonna use some regular expressions. I'm not gonna walk you through this, but I have already a regular expression made for an email, so you'll see that here. I'll leave it there for a couple seconds just in case you're looking. Okay. Now we'll go back down here and we'll do if it's not preg matched, check email. That's our regular expression and email. Then say errors email is, oops, spell email wrong, is not valid, must be name at server.tld. Okay. Now basically we'll go ahead and do some MySQL database work. So I'm gonna go back here in Firefox and go back into PHP MyAdmin. We're gonna create a new table called users, and we have a total of actual five different columns. So we're gonna create 6 with an extra one on the side for the ID. So go ahead and create this. I'll give you the SQL dump when we're done with this. Okay. Go ahead, scroll over. Primary key and auto increment. Username max 32. Password will be 32. Email will be maximum 255. Name will be a maximum of 64. And AIM is max of 16. So save it. Also, one more thing. Inside the username thing, we have to check if it's long enough. So we're going to use range. So range equals range 1 through 32. And basically, we'll check to see if the username is within that range. So if not in array, string length of username, comma, range, errors equals username must be between 1 and 32 characters. Pretty simple. Now we'll go down here and see if name, if that's provided, we'll do another range. So range 2 equals range 1 through 64. Did I do? Yes, I did. So same thing with the other one. Your name must be between, make sure I have to change this for at least 3, between 3 and 64 characters. Okay, and we'll check with the aim. Range 3 equals range, I believe the maximum is, or the minimum is 3, so range 3 to 6. So if in array string aim range 3, errors equals your AIM screen name must be between 3 and 16 characters. Okay. Now we're going to actually do the MySQL information here. So if username, and we'll go ahead and make a new SQL query here, and we're going to do select username. Okay, so we'll select all the rows from our users table where username is equal to username. Okay, and we're going to actually query that out now by using MySQL query, and like we did with the connection, or .MySQL error. And we're going to basically check if the username exists. So if MySQL num rows the res variable is our MySQL query, is greater than 0, so that means it'll have to exist. Errors equals the username you supplied is already in use. Simple as that. And we'll do the same thing with email and the AIM address. So SQL2 equals select star from users where email is equal to email. Okay, and we'll just continue doing this. Okay, and if MySQL num rows res2 is greater than 0, errors the email address you supply is already in use of another user. Simple as that. And we'll go ahead and do if aim exists, squal3 equals select star from users where AIM equals AIM, and we'll do the same thing as the other two. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and finish this up. Errors. The AIM screen name you supplied is already in use of another user. Okay. Now that we have basically all that done, we're going to go ahead and see if any errors exist, do this. So, at the end of the if aim here, we're going to do if count. Count will see how many fields are in the errors array. We'll go and we'll do a for each statement here. I believe I made a for each video before, so if you're not familiar with these, I'll go ahead and explain it one more time. For each will basically tell or have the document take an array, split it up into all the values possible, and do whatever you want with it within the statement. So we're just going to echo them out. So echo error. I'll put a nice little break here. That way they're evenly measured out. And at the end of the if count array errors is greater than 0, we'll put an else statement, and we'll actually do the query to insert the user into the database. So we'll go ahead and do SQL4 equals insert into users. Now I'm gonna put a break here, and we're gonna define the values. So we have username, password, email, name, and AIM. Now we're gonna go ahead and define the actual values of them. So username, and we're gonna MD5 encrypt the password. So that way it's much harder to crack. Email, name, and AIM. We end both there, and we'll have REST4, which will be our MySQL query of the query we just created right below or above it. Okay, and if that query produces an error, we'll be notified with the or die statement. So right below that, we're just going to echo you have successfully registered with the username, put this in bold, username, and the password of, I suppose we could just use this now, but you could always change it later if you don't want it. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and save this. If we get any errors, we'll be notified by the register script, and we don't. So basically, we're going to go ahead and click register. Username is not defined, password is not defined, email is not defined, name is not defined, and AIM screen name is not defined. So if we do it's not longer than 32, we'll get the error of username must be between 1 and 32 characters. You can individually test these errors for yourself, but I'm just going to test the main ones. So username, since we can't use invalid characters, usernames can only contain numbers and letters. So I'll go ahead and do Marcus as my username, and purposely I'll do incorrect passwords. So I'll do the password hello as the first one, and the password hello1 as the second one. Click register. Passwords do not match. Simple as that. So our password here will be hello email, and again with the email it's got to be in correct format. So if we have admin@mysite.com, it should produce an error. So register. Email is not valid, must be name@server.tld. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put my real email here. And for a name, I'll just put Marcus. And AIM screen name is life goes on 666. We'll go ahead and click register. Should get no errors. And whoa. Okay, I have an error. This is common. So we'll go back up here and see if we can find it. So most likely it's a SQL error. So we're here right now in this. If it any means necessary, we could always redefine the password, because that may be what's causing the error. So password equals MD5. Oops. Password. And we'll go ahead and replace all this with password. Save it, and we'll refresh the page. Okay, now there's an error here. Oh right, I forgot the word values. Silly me. So now that we have values there, I'm gonna head and get rid of this password variable and go ahead and create it with our own MD5 password. This just shows that functions can be used inside of an SQL query. So now we'll do this, refresh. You have successfully registered with the username Marcus and the password of hello. We go into our users table, hit browse. I should be there with password very long. Alright, and there you have it. Like I said, this video will be available high definition on my website, which the link is posted to the right of this video under the description. If you like my videos, and if you've seen other ones, and you still haven't subscribed, I urge you to, because I'm out there to teach you what I know best. This has been another PHP Squad tutorial, and I guess I will see you next time. Goodbye.